Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Fabio with Fresco Recording. I hope you're all safe and well, and thanks for tuning in to this video. Today, I'm going to talk about reamping. So before I start, I'll explain a little bit of what reamping is. Reamping is where you take a signal that was previously recorded from your session out of your interface into a amplifier. This is usually used whenever you're recording guitars. You will record the raw track straight out of the guitar into the recording software, and then you can reamp it into an amp so you can kind of get tones. But the trick is when it leaves your computer or your interface, is coming out at line level. So there are things you can do to kind of bring that level down, or you can get a reamp box which kind of does this for you. It takes line level signal and brings it down to instrument level signal. What's cool about that is you can use it with your effects pedals if you have guitar pedals laying around or anything like that, or a small guitar amp. It's pretty cool to use. And even better is it works on anything. It works on vocals, drums, bass, whatever you want to reamp. You can pretty much go all out on it. The crazier your effects pedals, the cooler sounds that you're going to get. And another cool thing about this is that a lot of pro studios actually use this technique on things like snares, vocals. In bigger studios, they have access to things like echo chambers and like big plate reverbs and stuff like that, or really nice guitars or guitar amps. So this allows the home studio to have access to these big things. Yes, they do make plugins that kind of emulate like big rooms and certain sounds and even guitar amps and effects. But personally, I like physically touching the equipment and turning the knobs. And I feel like there is a little bit of a heavier sound to it. But that's just my opinion. And it could be just because I'm physically playing with knobs. But yeah, so today I'm going to show you a video on a GatorFight song where I'm going to reamp some vocals, and I'm kind of thinking of getting a little bit of a distortion, delay type background vocal sound to kind of open the track up a little bit, make it a little more spacey. They're kind of like an experimental band, so it's kind of cool getting to experiment with these type of things. So stay tuned, and here we go. Let's dive in. The session by the Gator Boys, also known as GatorFight. This one's called Just Smile. I'm still working on this one and got to this point, figured I'd do the video for it. So what we're doing here is I'm going to reamp these vocals. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to do the main vocal or the dub. I'm thinking about the dub. I want to add a little bit of background ambience, maybe some distortion, and maybe some delay to kind of open up this chorus a little bit. So I'm going to let you hear what it sounds like just plain, and then we'll get into reamping.
Here's what you got to do. Just smile. You control how you feel. Just smile. Yes, even you can do it today.
So now that you have an idea, we're going to go ahead and hook up the reamp box. Before I do that, I'm going to create a new track that we're going to record it into. And the way I would typically do this is I'll put an amp in a big room, put a mic or two to kind of catch the ambience of the reamp sound. This time I'm going to go straight from the effects pedals I have back into my interface just to kind of have a more tight sound. I don't want the whole room in it. And here's my new track, and we're going to name it Douche Vocals 1 Reamped, and I'm gonna color it, and now we're ready to go. Alright, so I'm sending out of line 2 from my interface, which is connected to the reamp box, and this reamp box is made by Radial. They make great DI boxes, Reamp boxes. You got a ground lift here, which is awesome. I have an XLR going into it, and then I have a short instrument cable running out of it. Try to keep noise down as much as possible. These two are connected. I got the big muff because I figured you know, Chris got a big muff, so this may be perfect for his vocal. I got a little bit of delay. I have it set to echo. I've already messed with the settings a little bit, kind of dialed in something I liked. And this is going back into my interface, the high Z input, which is like an instrument level input. And this is the track here with this effect only. So we're done recording the reamp signal, so I have this one, and I also have, I like this so much actually that I changed a little bit of the time and the sound of the distortion and sent from the main vocal to have like a little extra layer behind it that is kind of echoing. So I'm going to let you hear the track again without any of this reamping process. And here it is.
Takes this one quick step. Here's what you got to do. Just smile. You control how you feel.
And then left side process, which is the backup vocal only.
Just smile. You control how you feel.
And here is the other one of the main vocal and kind of what it's doing.
Here's what you got to do. Just smile. Just smile. You control how you feel.
And I've actually automated it to, well, I physically just pushed the effects pedals with my hands and kind of changed a little bit of the settings, but to where it would come in distortion after the chorus. And then it would go back to the echo sound. And then once it started building up, I kind of added back in the fully distorted sound along with the echo. And then towards the end, I started messing around with the settings on the actual knobs to kind of give it some cool space sound. And so here's both vocals together. And then here's the part down here where I was messing with the settings. All right, and now I'm gonna let you hear it in context, or with and without. So this is without.
Takes is one quick step. Here's what you got to do. Just smile. You control how you feel.
And now here is with.
Takes is one quick step. Here's what you got to do. Just smile. You control how you feel. Just smile. Yes, even you can do it today. Just smile. Let's make the world a better looking place. It's how you live today. It's how you win it today. Just smile, 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 just smile.
And so now you kind of have an idea of how you can use reamping to your benefit. I'm going to keep working on these and kind of make them fit a little better in the track. I got to work on some gang vocals. Maybe I'll add some stuff to that. But just wanted to show you guys that, especially on a budget, like you don't have to have these expensive pieces of equipment. If you have these guitar pedals laying around, you can do it without having to buy any plugins. You know, but most things come with plugins, but I personally like the feel and the actual messing with the knobs physically than having to click on stuff, because it just makes me work a little harder at it and commit to a sound that I like versus just setting something that sounds okay. But appreciate you tuning in, and till next time.
Fuck you, piece of shit. Ate all the popcorn.
Scott is stuck on the throne out there, right? He's like,
I'm good, bro.
Woo!
That was really intense.
This guy's just like,
Ah!
that was wild as shit. That would have been out. Hands down the wildest thing that's ever been. Seriously, that is the wildest shit that's ever been.
Big facts, big facts.